You went to a World Cup, of course, in 2002, Japan and Korea, which I'd imagine must be sort of, you know, boys' own stuff. You want to play professional football, to go to a World Cup and represent your country.
It was unbelievable. It was probably the best ever. And then you're looking around, you got people like Niall Quinn, Steve Staunton. Obviously, it was when Roy Keane, so there was all sorts going on there. But I think we did well anyway. Even when Roy left, it galvanised the squad, and we probably would have gone further if he had been there. But we played Spain and we lost on penalties, which I think we should have won that day.
Do you remember that period and what happened? And I'd imagine it was quite surreal as a squad member to watch this massive conflict unfolding.
It was unbelievable. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much into the story, but it was...
Feel free.
All right then. I'll go. So, no, I was on the beach with him, and just before it, and he was just saying, make sure you come here, not to just be a squad player, make sure you play. And obviously, I'm looking and thinking, this is Roy Keane, someone I've looked up to for years. So then we go... And with Ireland, we eat together, and we have a bit of a sing-song. So obviously, I start the Irish songs, as you know. I'm Irish. So yeah, no, but
no woman, no
yeah, exactly. But no, we start the Irish songs and stuff like that. So we're sitting there, and I'm here, and he's two away from us, and then I think he wasn't happy about the pitches and stuff, and our training kit got lost, and Roy wanted it done professionally. He's been at Man United. He already had meetings with Mick before.
Were the pitches bad, though?
It was bad there, but then when we moved to Chibo, the next place, it was unbelievable. It was a carpet, and that's where we stayed most of the time. So it was good, but we weren't allowed to do an article. No one was allowed to do interviews, and obviously Mick came in with the paper, and obviously Roy's done an article saying, oh, this weren't this good and that weren't good, and they just had a bit of an argument. I'm not going to tell you what was said too much, but they've had an argument in front of all the lads, and next thing you know, Roy's back in Manchester walking his dog, and we obviously we're missing one of our, well, Ireland's probably one of their best players ever to play for Ireland, and we're missing him. But I think it galvanised the squad, but I think with him being there, it would have been brilliant. But it's one of those things, but to this day, you don't know. I think them two had a bit of history before between Mick and Roy, and obviously it's just spilled over the years.
He clearly is an extraordinary character, both on and off the pitch. What was your relationship with
Roy? I got on with him, but to be fair, I think the lads did it on purpose. Every time we'd come down for dinner, I was always one of the last ones to come down, and there'd be a spare seat next to Roy, and none of the lads sitting there. So I'd go and I'd sit next to him, and I'd talk to him. And I just talked to him about Man United, people like Paul Scholes, and what it's like, and how do you be the best? And then I used to watch the way he used to eat, and he always used to have his fruit salad before, and then he'd have his thing. Because me, I'd just go straight and have beans and just slide it all on. And then I used to see him, and then he'd have a rest for 10 minutes, and then have his thing, and he was healthy. So I thought, let me try some of that. So the next day I'd go and I'd try that. But it was someone who I looked up for. He was a good guy, but he could easily lose it.
I know, yeah, he's got the music playing and he's thinking, whatever you're saying, I'm not listening.
Hey, I'm the only one who's made him laugh. He was laughing there. He's probably laughing at my banter.
So
he's smiling.
But clearly quite an intimidating character as well, and you had to be confident to want to go and sit down and chat with him.
Nah, the way he used to train, he played how he trained. He always, and if he smashed the ball, we'd be doing a circle, smash the ball to you from 5 yards, and you'd be like, right, it's a bit too hard for that. He's like, if you can't deal with it, you shouldn't be here, because at Man United, that's how we train. So he was like that. He was always train as you play, but he set examples. Like the first time I went and trained there, I see him with shorts and these black Diodora boots, and his socks were high up, and I was thinking, nah. And then when we got into training, he was unreal. He don't give the ball away, and he's finishing, and he was better than I thought he was. But he was a leader, and he wanted to do the best. Obviously, he can have his ranting waves. He has obviously his demons where he can lose it every now and again. But that's him, and that's his character, and you will never take that out of him. I just remember one game where we played, and he had a goal for giving a bad ball. He must have gave a ball to me, and I didn't quite get there. But I said the ball was too short, and I was like, anyway, shut up, Roy. And he looked at me with that growl, the Faroe Islands away, and all the lads looked on the pitch and thought, oh, here we go, at half-time. So he's come over to me at half-time. I thought, I'm ready here, because he's going to have a right pop at me. I thought, here, he's going to swing one. But he was like, nah, you're right, mate. I agree with you. I was like, oh, buzz. I was scared. I was scared. But no, he's a great player and someone I look up to. And if I see him now, I'd still speak to him, because he was very good. I know a lot of people say, oh, he's this and he's that, and he can lose it. But he was one of the best, and he wants to be the best. And influential as well, like you say. If you're going to start watching and copying him, the way he eats and the way he trains and the way he focuses, that's obviously a huge influence and important on the younger players.